Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Look guys, I'm not trying to be provocative with the title. I'm not trying to be offensive. It is simply an accurate title. This is the consequence of BLM behavior. That is a statement of fact. I've said it forever, and it's one of the main reasons why Democrat policies do not work in the pursuit of economic equality in the inner city. You simply cannot have businesses in neighborhoods that are completely out of control and lawless. You know, from San Francisco with bands of bandits roaming around, stealing everything in sight, walking into retail stores with garbage bags, picking everything they want off the shelves, all the way to Chicago with the smash and grabs and the same kind of thievery. If you do not police your community, if you don't do an effective job, well, businesses simply cannot exist. It's not more complicated than that. It's actually fairly simple. Well, what did you expect? We're now learning that 4 Chicago Walmart stores are closing down, and the same Democrat grifters are coming out saying all the same thing, that somehow Walmart is at fault here, that somehow the decision to close their stores is racist, and that there's some sort of intention to create food deserts. It's completely patently absurd. Let me show you guys what's being said, and then let's inject some truth into the conversation. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at the article. Chicago News, Walmart is now closing 4 locations in Chicago. The following stores will close on Sunday, April 16th. The Chapman Supercenter, the Walmart Health Center, and the Walmart Academy, Kenwood Neighborhood Market, Lakeview Neighborhood Market, and the Little Village Neighborhood Market. The simplest explanation is that collectively our Chicago stores have not been profitable since we opened the first one nearly 17 years ago. These stores lose tens of millions of dollars a year, and their annual losses nearly doubled in just the last 5. The remaining 4 Chicago stores continue to face the same business difficulties, but we think this decision gives us the best chance to help keep them open and keep serving the community. Now, of course, that's the PR release from Walmart. The stores just aren't profitable enough. But let's do a flashback to nearly 5 months ago. We all remember this clip from the Walmart CEO.
The criminals won't be prosecuted below certain levels. Does that matter?
If that's not corrected over time, prices will be higher. Right. And or stores will close.
If law enforcement doesn't do its job to curb retail theft, stores will close. Well, here it is. That's exactly what's happening. The Democrat on-the-ground activist response is exactly what you might expect.
Oh, we have healthcare deserts. We have food deserts.
Yes, sir.
And we wonder why.
Yes, sir.
Our communities look like they look.
Speak
that
the
we
truth.
have violence every single day.
Speak the truth.
It is just not on us. It is on the corporate citizens that come into our community and ravage our community. And Walmart, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. You are the reason that our communities lack the investment that they have. We should not have to go out of our communities to find jobs. We should not have to go out of our communities to get medicine. We should not go out of our communities to be able to shop. We should be able to do all of this in our communities.
Right here.
We deserve. We deserve.
And we demand justice.
To be able to shop.
Yes, sir.
Work.
Yes.
Play.
Yes.
In our own community.
It's somehow, yet again, another attack on the black community because there's some sort of corporate conspiracy to remove stores from those neighborhoods. That's a completely insane copium take. Yes, major publicly listed corporations who need to keep growing, expanding, and creating more stores and increasing profits on a quarterly basis for their shareholders. Those companies want to shut down locations in neighborhoods and have less stores rather than more because food desert and black community narrative. It's completely, patently absurd. Walmart wants to operate everywhere that they can. They just simply cannot. And is it really a surprise? Is it shocking? Of course not. Let's just play the clip.
Everybody out that way.
Smash and grabs, vandalism, theft, random fights breaking out in the stores, in some cases employees being assaulted. I mean, this right over here, what you're seeing on the screen, is a typical sight in places like Chicago. Notice in the photo they're just taking all the laundry detergent off the shelves. Well, here's a news report on your typical Walmart in Democrat cities.
Over-the-counter medications and cosmetics. Also, laundry detergent is put away in cases. This theft deterrent strategy has also expanded to clothing like underwear. One Walmart in Burbank, it has not 1, 2, or 3, but at least 4 aisles in just the men's section, with mostly undergarments locked.
They're forced to spend money on security measures to lock basic beauty goods and laundry detergents behind glass walls. You know, the concept of food deserts is a great social justice activist narrative, sure, but the simple cause isn't racism, infrastructure racism, systemic racism, corporate racism. It's crime. It is the root cause of nearly every single issue in the inner city. I have said it a million times in countless different videos. You simply cannot have a thriving economy. You can't have jobs. You can't have business in a neighborhood that's out of control. You know, you go to one neighborhood, you could simply walk in the gas station, everything's fine, you pay for your stuff. You could go to the liquor store, the same thing. You go to another neighborhood, and there's freaking bulletproof glass everywhere and anti-theft strategies. It's not some big mystery. Food deserts and lack of economic opportunity have nothing to do with systemic racism and everything to do with culture and policing. The leftist activist approach is simply operating in a fantasy world, in a world that does not exist, simply giving excuses and creating a victim narrative, an oppressed versus oppressor narrative, straight up operating in an alternate reality. You know, like when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that all the retail theft is just people trying to steal bread to feed themselves or feed their families. People are just trying to steal loaves of bread.
So why is this uptick in crime happening? Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
Well, that's the leftist activist narrative. People are just starving in America and they can't eat, and so they simply want a loaf of bread, man. That's of course totally crazy. No one's starving in America. In fact, most poor people are fat. Let's just be real. And the reality of the retail theft is that people aren't stealing bread to feed their families. Retail theft is often pre-planned by complex criminal networks, new report asserts. Like I always say, it's bands of thieves, criminal theft networks, working together, robbing stores, then fencing the product and selling it in the black market. Everybody knows this. Everybody except your typical leftoid activist. Or maybe they know it, they're just completely disingenuous and would rather collect activist points and promote the narrative instead of admit the truth and, you know, do something about it. How to solve economic inequality? It's real simple. You need more police and less crime so businesses can simply exist. You know, I always end up saying the same thing in these videos. I love different kinds of food and different kinds of culture. If I could safely travel to some of these different cultural environments and there were thriving streets and nice shops and nice restaurants, if I felt safe there, I would go there and I would spend my money and the economy would be better off. But very simply, people don't go to these neighborhoods. People don't spend their money in these neighborhoods because they don't want to get robbed, assaulted, or possibly killed. That right there is the problem, not systemic racism, infrastructure racism, or corporate racism leading to food deserts. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Of course, you know that we'd love to have you here at the Liberal Hive Mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.